So tonight I want to talk about a situation that transpired with one of my sisters. And I, Candace Van Lowe, reserve the right to my story, that no one else can use it or profit or benefit it from it physically or spiritually without my permission. That goes for this video and any other video like it, that any story that comes out before or after this situation has been posted, because this has been for a while. This happened, I want to say maybe like almost a year and a half ago. And it happened almost a year and a half ago. But they had been together for a while. So I'm pretty sure the situation had me in my feelings, okay? And it was one of the flashbacks that kind of came to me today, that, I don't really have anybody else that I could really talk to about it, so I am posting it here. A couple years ago, like a year ago or almost two, my sister Amber was living with a guy named Jonathan. And what happened with that was, is that my sister wasn't perfect. She was the baby of the family, and she always had things that she fought through, things that she had to go through, and that was that. And I think the world targeted her because she was innocent. She was innocent in her mind, and I think the world targeted her because of how innocent she was. And she left home, and she moved to Ohio to go to work for Cedar Point, like everybody else do. Everybody leaves there and comes here to work for Cedar Point, and sometimes a lot of people end up staying, and then end up moving on somewhere else. But I ended up, they were in a relationship, and they kept, they had their life. My sister, she would act very different around me when she was with them. But it was just like, me personally, I have always been taught to just love family and hold them down. That's just the way the great representation that I had from my mother and from her mother, that she had to hold people down when they had, you know, when they had, because that's just what she does, and that's just what we do. Women that have children, that's just what we do. And especially in having compassion and love and trying to be love in a world that does not hear us. But I remember me working hard and having to endure a situation where my son was being bullied and chased home from school. And I was just like, okay, that's enough. I'm getting ready to move them to a better place so that we don't have to experience the hate. We don't have to experience that, where my kids can go to school safe and get the help that they need. And when that happened, I remember them fighting and fussing a lot. I know that the guy, Jonathan, he used to drink a lot. And it wasn't, it wasn't anything like that. Wasn't my business. I have always had respect for them in their, respect situation. But I have gone through a lot concerning the situation that has been going on. So what happened is that, I would never see him hitting her or doing anything like that to her. But so I remember one situation where I have no clue why me and my sister fell out. It was weird because, we've always been apart from each other in ways. We've just always been separated. We just always been in a place where we haven't been able to come together. We always have to be at rift. And so not too long after we ended up, she was in a situation where she was being irresponsible, and I was able to step out and get a place of my own because I was living with her, basically living on her floor, trying to get my life back in order. And so I they had the baby, and Lexi, and she's so beautiful and so young and vibrant. And I dealing with dealing with the phone calls, the things that I would hear about him, Jonathan. I would not personally see him doing things, and I don't like to, bring him into situations that I don't necessarily know anything about, but I know that Missy and her family, they were she would tell me things about he was very scary, and how he drank and he fell over things, and she would tell me how she would tell me how he would hit her. He would hit my sister. And when I look at her, I know that she's can be annoying sometimes with her reasoning. But in her mind, she is just as compromised as he may have been. And it makes me feel like someone personally beat up my baby. And I try hard to rationalize the pain and the suffering my mother went through to bring us here and keep us here and elevate us. to know that someone just took their hands to my sister and beat her. And I know they said, Missy and Miss Ruth, they knew what was going on. They knew about it. And they knew what was going on. And nobody would let me know. Nobody wanted to tell me how they would allow him to beat her like that. And I seen her one time where her lip was busted. I seen where her forehead was busted. And I couldn't do anything to help. My first and forethought of is just making sure that her and the baby was safe. And he would call her phone hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of times. And I got scared and afraid. I was scared and afraid that I was scared and afraid that he would come and harm my children because he knew that she would come to me. But he would never come to my house with that. And I never had to get loud or real, or everybody just always knew that I've always been who I am. And I never couldn't forget the feelings of knowing that I'm hearing these stories put together. And it is terrifying. I prayed one day. I just wrote out some things like I always do because I don't have anybody that I can talk to or really deal with. I just wrote out, she was telling me stuff about his parents, not caring or just trying to get them away from each other. And it really broke my heart, and to just try to keep my peace throughout that situation. And I was going through something on my job, my own job, with people picking on me and making fun of me and doing things to me. And I couldn't understand why. Miss Ruth telling me about how he came to her house and argued with her about Amber. I see how people don't know and understand that I know why all of this stuff is happening. And everybody is playing their part because they wanted to convince me that I was the wrong one, but they are not taking responsibility for their part. And they targeted innocent people. I see a whole scenario around the situation, and it's really messed up because now me and my children are involved. And they want it so bad. They want it so bad. To be able to hold me back. I strongly believe that they are trying to sacrifice my sister Amber Van Lowe. I think me and my children, Candace, Robert, Avery, and Evan, was in the process, in the way. Got in the way just living here, just doing what we're supposed to be doing. I believe that they are trying to sacrifice my sister. The way these police around here not saying nothing. Everybody trying to drop these clues about what's happening. People sitting around listening to me. And these people don't want to take account that they put my child through this situation. They knew what they were doing. And they used me to do it. They used me and my children and backed me into a corner to do what they are doing to us. And they have been watching my family for a long time. And now they are trying really hard to sacrifice my family bloodline to make it their own. And they don't even realize that I am a part of them. That they have been sacrificing innocent black people, and I am a part of them. Me and my family bloodline is a part of them. I just seen a full scenario as to them someone trying to do something and it's going to backfire from the way that they did it. And they try so hard to get me to, you need to get married and move on. But they don't understand that I'm the reason why we've been here before. And he kept saying it's like when the wheels were switched. When the wheels were switched, they kept saying that you are in direct contact with God. And it was a violation. And now they are using me and my children to fix this situation. And it's going to backfire. At this point right now, they are sacrificing themselves physically. They physically sacrificing themselves. And they figured that whatever it was that I did, that they would do. Because it was within their benefit. But they're at a place where they're trying to pad back up a filter between the two, but it's not working. It's not working. And because I seen where everybody basically put the key in my hand and they keep saying, don't have contact with anybody else outside of the situation because they don't want it to come back to them. But it's too late. They have been waiting for this day. And it's too late. It's too late. And I hate to be the one to die with well, I already seen that they've tried and they've done this time and time again. And we are protected. They have been illegally, physically, and spiritually killing us. And that's what is fucking them up right now. They said that heaven had been compromised. And they were trying to slow the curve of this virus. But the truth is that it's whatever it is, it's like I'm cut off from everybody. They trying to cut off from everybody. But the thing is that all the information for the people that's involved is still coming to me. And they're afraid and everybody's trying not to say anything. They've shut off all communication and I still receive it. And you want to know why? Because I can receive it. If they cut me off, they cut themselves off. They're cutting my family off, and they're cutting themselves off. They depriving my family of resources and things. They spoke all those bad things on us. And now all that stuff is finally, whoever it was that was that was taking what it was from us, is finally coming back. And they literally sat and they watched and they prayed on me. They prayed on my family. And they told me that if I helped, that I was in the way. I was in their way. But the thing is that they fighting against something that they not supposed to have. So the minute they get it, the minute they get what it is that they want, I seen it. And some of them, they're going to just let this play out because it keeps saying this is like an oil fire. It's just going to have to burn. But it's going to be pretty hard to overcome this. They're trying to certify this so that because the first time we went through it, we didn't have anybody there to stand in. So now they were unable to use what they had. So now they've attached themselves to us, and now they see that what they thought was going to be grand is a sinking ship because they have drained us of our resources for a long time. And now they come to quote unquote drain the swamp. And the swamp is not exactly what they thought it was. Same thing happening to me right now. As I tried to leave and they said that they always try to leave. They said, I think you're trying to do something, but in 3 days, you're going to get a call. And in 3 days, guess what happened? The police called me and told me that my son had been implicated in the situation and he had to go to jail for 90 days. But what they didn't know is that because they messed up, they stole something that was not supposed to be stolen. They took something they were not supposed to take. They thought they were entitled to it, and they weren't entitled to it. So they took it. And now it's like they stole for themselves, and they have to pay the consequences for stealing from themselves. So now they're trying to make it look like I am holding the bag and I'm the innocent person. I'm innocent and I'm guilty by the things that they exposed me to. It's funny because everything that me and my son is going through right now is everything my sister and their son Jonathan was going through. Everything they were going through is what me and my son is going through right now. And what's happening is that they're trying to get me to take the blame or the fall for it, that we already admitted to it. So now they're going to hold us up in court. But the truth of the matter is that they really, really messed up. They really, really messed up. And they had a plan. And I can't strategically say that this specific family had anything to do with it because they told me that I had no proof. And I do have proof. But when I came up with proof, they threatened me. When I finally look at all of this stuff, because they just said, listen to me, you got to hurry up, get married, and leave up out of here. They were not going to allow me to leave the situation until I got married. They are trying to jack me and my children of our right to live and function. And so now they're slaving us, and they think they have information on us, but it doesn't matter because that has already been let go. Like all of that information has already been exposed. Everything has been exposed, and they're going to do what they're going to do with it. They thinking that they can help me, but they created this situation. And they had already told me that they had been watching me since birth. And they able to use Christianity and the Bible and different things like that to affect people everywhere with these specific birthrights of the people that's here living in the state of Ohio. They able to control them everywhere by universal law. Like when I go to like everybody's on the same clock, the same schedule, the same everything. Like whenever I sleep in a small room, my neighbor upstairs sleep in a small room. I go to the bathroom, my neighbor go to the bathroom. Everybody is on. I talk about something, everybody else is talking about it too. It's because we're standing in account throughout this time so that we're covering the people that are in violation, and we receive rewards for covering them. But the truth of the matter is that a lot of people, they only allow us to be covered to a certain extent, and then they drop us off and use us like we're rags. And they shame us for having the children that they know that they programmed us to have. They specifically preyed on my family. And they specifically told me that they were going to kidnap my son. A lifetime of going through this, and they expect you to be perfect after they have picked and prod and shamed you for so long. They expect for you to hang your head low and continue to take their bullshit. And we don't get nothing from it. We just get promises. And when we work too hard, we get sick. And when you dream, you get punished for dreaming. When you pray, you get punished for praying. I've gone through years and times where I have been punished for just being alive. And I fought so hard. And the world knows. The world knows about the system, and they kept it from me. They specifically told me that they kept me from marriage. It kept me from being married. They basically cornered me into something by controlling me, by picking on me and controlling me. For wealth and protection. And then they gave the wealth to my sister. They told me I had to be married in order to get it. When I know that's not true, because there's other people out there that are getting wealth. But they're saying that I have to get married when they already told me that they kept me from being married. And that because I had children that I had to be subjected to a certain caliber of man or person. Like, they are literally sitting here trying to move things around. And in the end, I just sit here and I'm like, me and my kids, we get nothing. After I did everything I was supposed to do in life, I'm trying. After they robbed me of my opportunities. And everything that I ever wanted and prayed for. They hid behind the system that they made me call on, and they rejected me. Then they told me I had to die in order to get it. He took everything away from me and then tell me I'm gonna have to work hard. That I'm gonna have to suffer just because I had children. They made me the scapegoat and they made my child suffer. And what really hurts is that before this, I had nothing but love in my heart. Nothing but love in my heart. When I was rejected by both, made fun of, laughed at, treated like trash. And they made me and my child the scapegoat. Me and my children a scapegoat. And they called me out of my name. They really, really tried me. And I'm angry. I'm angry. These people that picked on me, they are carrying a torch. They have no clue. They are carrying a torch they have no clue about. They use women and children to marry other people. and they filter them through another black couple in order to create their pure children, but nobody is pure in this situation anymore. And it's not enough to just keep scaring people. It's not enough to keep scaring people. Into doing what they want to do, they're going to have to come down and do the right thing. And they still out here trying to hunt people. We live in an actual world where in your life you are boggled with so many different responsibilities that you don't even realize that you are a target. They use you as bait to siphon the life and spirit out of you. But in the end, it all goes down. The cycle is off. The wheel is off. But I see what looks like a tree with all of these branches and apples on them. And maybe the apples stand for people. But I just see they're all lit up. And the apples that were in the tree, they all fall down. I say these people are going to be so mad that they are going to try to evict us. They are. Once this initiation or whatever comes in January 20th, there's going to be an initiation or something. And after that, if they remove me, Candace, the physical children that are born out of my body, and the people that I have declared protected and safe, my physical extended family, if any of them hurt or fall, they are going to experience the same thing, because we're at a place where now they're trying to build a filter, where they're going to build a filter to go in between. But it's too late. That they're going to try to do something or sacrifice something, and it's going to backfire. They're not hearing me. The person that they trying to get rid of is the two people It's two people. Actually, it's three. And if they get rid of them, oh my God. Because all three of them stole the spirit of my three boy children. And that causes every single couple to be in legal violation of law. So they offer me protection that I already have. But they are depriving me of everything else. And the thing is here is that I've been saying for a long time that since December 26th, I have been feeling things that I have never felt before. I feel like I walked in the middle of a fire. And these people got a hold to the wrong person, bro. And now they are going to end up hurting their own to cut off communication. They gonna end up hurting their own. Because if they hurt me, it's all over. Everything is over. And these people not gonna be able to walk away. They not gonna be able to walk away from this. They can't. They can't. Instead of chasing wealth to make money out of this situation, I really wish y'all would wake up. Because at some point in time, y'all knew it was coming to this point. You knew it, and y'all didn't listen. Y'all gonna have to get out your damn houses. Y'all gonna have to do something and make things right. I'm not gonna sit up here and let y'all make me feel bad for depriving me of what I should have had. I was supposed to have love and y'all didn't give it to me. I was supposed to have peace and y'all didn't give that to me. I was supposed to be successful and y'all did not give that to me. And when you assert yourself into, when you asserted yourself into that bloodline, you caused them to, that's what's causing you to fail. The fact that y'all have been innocently killing us off for hundreds of years and asserting yourselves in our lives as dominance, and now it's turning and you trying to reestablish But it's not going to work. It's only going to get worse. From what I see, from the things that I see, it's only going to get worse. And people don't want me to say the stuff because they saying that it's bad and it's against whoever. But the truth of the matter is this: if this is supposed to be a test, it is what it's not no test. This was a clear robbery in progress. And they got a lot of help. But now you got to turn around and face the very people in these streets. You got to turn around and face the very people that you thought that you were going to help, that you destroyed them. You destroyed them because you wanted to destroy me. And maybe you didn't know that you was destroying me, but this situation has passed so many hands, so many different hands. Y'all really dropped the ball. Y'all really dropped the ball. And now from here on out, it's just going to go down. It's just going to go down. From here on out, it's going to go down. And y'all going to have to stop what you're doing. You know who you are. I'm not talking. We already know that these are not black-skinned people that are doing this stuff, because we've been fighting for equality for a long time. Now people out here, they can't even do for themselves or their family or nothing else. And y'all trying so hard right now. But I can't hold the full responsibility of what y'all doing. And I'm not going to allow y'all to continue to keep desolating me and my family and taking my family away from me because of it. You know that y'all planned this, and y'all, you know what y'all did. I hope